The second choice I made was to commit to a two-way agreement. And when I think about a two-way agreement, and these are my own characteristics to a two-way agreement, when I think about a two-way agreement, two parties or two people that come together with the intent of giving and receiving to achieve a desired positive outcome. Construct it together, hold each other accountable, and then commit. Now, it took me a while to figure out a two-way agreement, but way back when, the first two-way agreement I entered into was with my sister. And what I experienced from committing to that agreement is really transforming from I have to do these things to I want to do these things. What is a two-way agreement that you have entered into? And tell me a little bit about it and perhaps what you gave and what you got.
Yeah, it's such a great question. You know, I originally thought of obviously marriage because that feels like a deep two-way agreement. Mm-hmm. And there's some other ones too, but I feel like that's probably it. Where Becky and I, it'll be 30 years ago in August that we got married. But the agreement, it's sort of on your wedding day. But I think if I'm honest, my first couple years of marriage, I wasn't that great of a husband. I wasn't very good at all. I think I was too selfish. I was an only child. Becky's the 10th of 11 kids. She knew what it was like to be a team player in a way I don't. And I think I was sort of a turd. It wasn't. That's a horrible thing to say on an interview. Like it's just a gross word.
I love the awareness of this.
Well, I just was selfish, I think. But by her almost coaching me in a way on here's how we need this to look. I feel like now we're in a really, really good place. And over time, of course, highs and lows, all kinds of things happen with life. I don't even know how we got through the years with two small kids. I really don't. But now we're always talking, like if there's one thing we talk about more than anything else, it's how do we want to live our life? What do we want to do next? Like we talk about it all the time, almost daily. And it's really fun to do. And I feel like I've got this real life partner with Becky that we're there to help each other all the time.
And what I just heard from you is this two-way agreement evolves, and it's an ongoing choice to commit to it. And you and Becky together saying, what does this look like today? What this looks like today as going into being empty nesters is totally different than what it looked like. Maybe it's not totally different.
No, it is. It is different. It is. Well, we have so much more capacity to do things. And there were a bunch of years where it was just all about logistics, almost like getting people to certain places at certain times. And we were really involved. So I'd be a softball coach and she'd be involved at the school and like all kinds of stuff. But now we have a lot more freedom. And to drive a finer point on it, about 8 weeks ago, Becky got diagnosed with breast cancer. So, man, you talk about resetting everything. Like it is flipping horrible. Like I cannot, like we thought it would be bad, but we've had various surgeries of biceps reconstruction or whatever. And we were like thinking of it like a surgery, like a bad thing happens, you go to get surgery, you go to PT, you get better. And we knew it would be worse than that, but we were in that ballpark. Man, it is nothing like that. It is awful. And just to be together every day, figuring out how to do this and to see the love and the outpouring of the community she's built. She does therapeutic riding with horses for kids with disabilities. And then a secondary group by luck is breast cancer survivors, where she helps them reacclimate to the world after the awfulness of breast cancer. So she had this massive community that helped her solve for this and help her give her support. And the two of us working together all the time to just get through the next thing has been quite a thing. Well, I didn't know that would happen, to your point, 30 years ago. And so that's changed the short term and the long term, how we handle all that stuff. Is that where you were going with that it changes?
I don't even care where I was going. Yes, but I'm just into what you are into what you were sharing. And I even just think then about Becky's two-way agreement with the group in this community of people and how she helps them and how they help her. That in and of itself is this community that, that enhances and evolves each other's experience.
Without a doubt. And I know one of your questions is about community. And it's like I was talking with her about it today because I was so excited to talk with you on this interview. And one of the things we were talking about was how much, for whatever reason, we like building community. It appeals to both me and Becky, I don't know why, more than, say, joining a community. Like I want to have my own business versus join a company. I don't know why. But she's built this community. I wish I could, the camera's like on this huge tripod that's like 1,000,000 miles wide. So I can't show you right now. But right now, she's got a set of 5 volunteers. I can see him in a sunny field with Louis Hamilton, the donkey. Somebody's petting him. Like, it's amazing. And I just got goosebumps. She's going to help, and I know who this particular person is, a young woman with cerebral palsy, get on the horse, and the horse simulates the idea of the feeling of walking in a way she can't get any other way. And there's a shot that she's going to be able to walk with crutches, with support, but there's a shot she's going to be able to take steps sometime in the next year or whatever. So for Becky to have that impact, and there's 6 or 8 volunteers out there that are going to help. They're going to walk alongside the horse like this in case something, like it's a real scene out there. And to know that she has that impact, and then to see how she gives, and to your point, how that came back around to her to help her in her time of need. She's built all that. It is her. And I just think that's inspiring. In fact, maybe you're interviewing the wrong person.
I was going to say,
you picked the wrong family.
You didn't introduce me and Becky.
Right.
Please.
You just happen to work with me at Hewitt, who you really need to.
That's right. I'm going to have a part 2. I'm going to have a part 2 to this conversation. It's beautiful. And thank her for her willingness to share.
Yeah.
It helps inspire others. Thank you for joining me for our Choose and Become interview series. You could find this episode and others at trishkendall.com. Just go to trishkendall.com/choose-become-interview-series. Or if you have a question or just want to leave a comment, email me, trish@trishkendall.com.